Quick little how-to on the F8. Got my key here. Focus. You got unlock, lock. This is for the front bonnet, and then this is the interior dome lights. On the back, most important part of maintaining a Ferrari is the battery maintainer. It is a magnet. So pop that off. This one's broken, but I'll give you you get a brand new one. So this magnet here, you just slide underneath. It's a magnet, sticks right on there. Plug it in, there should be some lights flashing. Plug it into the wall. Up front, press and hold the key to open it. You're also going to have to flip the lever underneath to the side. Got our books, car cover, battery tender. This will be your toolkit, and then your spare tire inflator, which we suggest you don't use that unless absolutely needed. You do get free roadside assistance for 3 years. On the back wall here, you'll have your option list. You'll have your paint code there. There's a windshield washer fluid right here if you do decide you need that. Don't check your oil. You'll overfill it. Got our 360 camera there on the mirror. Inside, so these are carbon racing seats. You'll have your adjustment for front and back. In between the seat here, there's a little lever underneath. Kind of hard to see, but right here. This will raise the height up and down. So we'll pump it up to go up, pump it down to go down. Just kind of be careful with this because they do like to snap, although this is the newer version of it. So they've been a lot better than they used to be. To bring the car forward, just use this behind the seats, or bring the seat forward, use this, pull it up, and then you can tilt the seat forward as well if you want to put anything in the back. Got your mirror adjustments here on the door. So you've got your left side, your right side, and I can turn all the way around. That'll fold my mirrors. You got your lockout there as well. You've got your trunk release and your fuel door. Fuel door is going to be on the passenger side. On the steering wheel here, if I want to put an accessory mode, I'll just hit the start button. It brings up accessory mode. Fire up there. Click and hold my on button here. It'll turn my radio on. There we go. Click OK to clear this screen. And click next, next, next. Just gives you a quick little tutorial on how to use some of the basic keys. And if I want to get rid of that, I can just click this at the end and turn it off so it doesn't show it on startup anymore, but I'll leave that on for you. Close that. On this side, so I'm using these pods to adjust each side. So I've got my main menu on the vehicle TFT here. I've got my status. That gives you a speedometer if you'd like. It gives you your oil and water temp, oil pressure, battery voltage, tire pressures, tire temperatures. If I go over to trip, I'll show you how fast you went. You get maximum speed. You can click and hold this button to reset it. We've got 2 of them, so click and reset both. Refresh. Got my VDA, so this is my Vehicle Dynamic Assistance System. This will be a visual of what temperature everything is. It will work in race mode. So if I go to the Manatino, it'll go to race mode. So from sport to race. If I go back, I'll click my VDA, and that gives me my temperatures right here. This is the way I really like to drive it because it'll show when your motor's cold, when your gearbox is cold, tires are cold, as blue, and then once they get warm, they're green, which is really useful. Even on the street, it's really nice, but on the track especially. This is going to be your Vehicle Dynamics Assistance System. So if I go to wet, you can flip that at any time too, even while you're driving. So this will be kind of everything in the super conservative mode. So your F1 track is your F1 traction control, which is your forward motion. You also have your E differential, so it's an electronic locking differential. The differential will lock at varying degrees based on what setting you've got here, so that will help with turn in and all that. You've got your F1 DC, which is essentially your transmission, your DCT, your ESC, which is your side slip control or your side stability. ABS is how invasive your ABS is. So if I turn it up, you'll see the ABS will be less invasive in race than it was in sport. And then CT off, you can see everything kind of get even more aggressive. Your SCM is your suspension control module. So if I hit this in any mode, it will make my suspension soft while keeping the rest of the car kind of in whatever mode I've chosen. And then here, if I click and hold over, it'll turn everything off, which not ideal on the road, but it is possible. Click back. We've got our turbo gauge. This is kind of just a fun gauge. It'll show you your PSI or your pressure, response, and then efficiency. And then you can do your settings here. So you've got all your vehicle settings. This would be your advanced driving assistance settings, your lane departure warning. You can turn that on and off. Right now it's off. If you want to turn it on, you can. Traffic sign recognition as well. So that's on, we'll leave that on. Car settings, dimming, right display. So this kind of gives you, if you want to do a digital speed, I'll switch it to digital speed for you. But really, you're just using this pod here to adjust this. Service will tell you when you need service. Calibrate Tpms is how you will calibrate the Tpms. I will not hit that because then you've got to drive it about 5 miles to put the to reset the Tpms in this car. I'll go back. Status. So right here, you can see I'm clicking this button. This is going to change from how much fuel I have remaining. Your fuel, you've got your mileage on the car, and then you've got your 2 trip odometers. So I'll leave it on the mileage. You've also got your cruise control here. So if I click this, it'll turn on. So you can see that little icon there. So as my cruise is on, and then I can use this knob to set and resume the cruise. On the steering wheel, you've got your phone, answer and disconnect. This will be your voice control, so you can talk to the car. This is your suspension control button, so you can put it in soft mode or bumpy road mode. And then you've also got your brights here, so I can flash by pulling them towards me, or turn them on by pressing them forward. Your lights, which would correspond with that, are right here. This is your emergency brake. I've got it right now, it'll be in automatic, so whenever you start the car, put your foot on the brake, put it in gear and press the gas, it'll automatically remove the parking brake, and whenever you turn the car off, it will also automatically apply it, so you don't really need to mess with that, which is really nice. Turn signals, pretty easy. Left and right side, you can access it from the front or the rear. If you want to do this soft, just a soft touch here, there's kind of a threshold you'll feel. That will give you just a 3 blink. Same thing on the other side, so just a 3 blink over here. Or I can turn it all the way on by clicking past that threshold. Behind the steering wheel, kind of hard to show here, but in between the paddle, just right on the back of the steering wheel, back here, you will have your volume control, and then you can also mute it on the left side. On the right side, you can change stations, and you can also change your, or basically it's a select button for this screen on the TFT on the media side. So for the media TFT, you've got, this is going to be your controls, you've got home, this is going to be your favorites. This is going to be settings, back, power on, and volume. And then this is kind of just to navigate as well. So I've got my speedometer. If I click that, it gives me my speed. I've got it digital. You can also do analog as well, which would be in settings on this side, which I did earlier. got your radio. So just a little loud. So your radio here, if I click up, it'll take me to source. So I can flip through XM, AM, and FM. I've got on FM now. I can go to list. If I want to make something my favorite, I'll just click and hold this button. And now that's set to a favorite. If I want to access that favorite, I'll click this button. Now I've got my favorites list. If I want to get rid of that, click that button again. I'll go back to my main list, click and hold this button, and now it's deleted from that list. Then you've got your media. So this, if you wanted to stream music from your phone or another device, you could do that. It'll ask you to do Bluetooth. So to do Bluetooth, go back, go to phone. Do we want to pair? We'll click OK and kind of follow through the menu options. You also need to use your phone as well. Since I'm recording on my phone, I can't show that. Got navigation here as well, so you can do enter destination, kind of go through our menu options here. If you want to go to settings for any of these menus, you just hit that. It'll give you your settings for the corresponding menu. Same thing on your radio. I'll click settings and it'll give me the settings for that menu. My phone, we've already gone through that. The display here. So this is your main settings menu for this screen. You'll have your Bluetooth controls so you can manage your Bluetooth devices. We'll go through here. Looks like we've got some factory Bluetooth devices added, so we'll disconnect those. Click delete device if we want to delete those. So we'll find it. There we go. Delete device. And we're set. So now we've got a fresh slate, so we can add a device if we want. Your air conditioning, all the controls are going to be right here. So just have your auto. Click that on. Set it wherever you like. Your mono is actually going to be in the settings here. So we'll go to climate, click mono, so that'll make both sides the same. Right there. Here we'll have our front lifter. This activates under 30 miles an hour. So if you're going under 30, you can use the lifter. If you end up exceeding that 30 mile an hour limit for the car to have its front end raised, it'll lower it down for you. My suggestion is always to turn the car off or lower that prior to turning the car off, as you know, you want to know what's underneath the car essentially before it goes off, so you don't want it to come down by itself on a curb or something like that. You've also got your parking sensors, so you can turn those on and off, and then you've got your camera button here. I don't think that'll work for me because the car's, oh, it does. So I've got my 360 camera, so it'll automatically do that. I can also choose just the front camera. Click back. I can choose one of the sides, so I got the door open so it's not working. Oops. I can choose just the rear camera as well. On these vents here, this is how you would open and close, and then you can just move them wherever. Passenger display, this car is equipped with. This is a really cool option. You can turn the display off. I can click it again to turn it on. You've got your media over here, navigation, so you can put waypoints, and then your performance, which is why everybody loves it. So this will tell you which gear position, it'll tell you the speed, the RPMs, G-forces. I can click over one, that'll tell me which position in the Manantino I'm in as well. Down here, we have our reverse, our auto, and our launch control buttons. Reverse is pretty simple. You just kind of, whenever you need to go in reverse, you'll just pop it. This will toggle between auto and manual. So whenever you start the car, it'll default to automatic. If you want to switch over to manual, you can. Just click this, it'll lock it out. Or vice versa, if you're in manual, you want to go back to automatic, you can click this and go back to auto. Launch control, we'll get into on another date. But you've got your flashers here if you do need them. We've also got a USB in the center console and a 9-volt. glove box should just have a separator there. This can be removed as well. So that's about it on the interior. Oh, I'm sorry. And then up here you've got your car's going to turn off at stoplights. So pretty much every time I get in the car, I just click that, turn that on. This is going to be your lock and unlock for the doors. This will be an interior alarm. Don't really need that. We use it on the showroom floor, but besides that, you really don't need to use it unless you want people to reach their hand in your window without the alarm going off. Then you got your dome lights here as well. Let's see, that's it. Beautiful little car.